got our new hose. Doesn't look much different.
That's a good thing.
It's a good thing.
Right.
Yeah. And the other one was almost just as new, of course. Of course, we had to... The one we pinched was literally the newest line we had. Never fails. We couldn't have pinched the 15-year-old line. We had to pinch the one we just replaced last year. But either way, we got it replaced. Time to get that line pushed through the tube so we can get... Which, speaking of, if you guys have not seen the previous video in which we replaced this tube, I would recommend watching that one first. It's right there. You can click it. And you'll be caught up on this project. But we don't have a whole lot left. And we are getting tight in the tube, but should be plenty of room for at least one more. At least I hope anyway, because that's what we got left. Got it. All of the hoses fit back through the tube, which is really nice. Last thing we've got the main harness for the planter, for the precision, is all going to get tucked up under here like that and zip tied. It's going to make it real clean. Alright, I think we got everything tidied up. Last thing we got to do. Woo! Kick on all the hoses, make sure we don't have any leaks.
Whatever you did last, unless it was...
Well, one of the hoses was not good. Alright, well, we figured it out. It's this one in here. Just so happens to be that it was the second hose we put in, so it's on the bottom of the tube. It's just got a little pinhole right in the side of it, right there. But a pinhole still leaks. Alright, well, snap our fingers and we got a new one. Hopefully this one doesn't have any pinholes in it, though.
Better not.
Better not. But we ended up, when we pulled the old one, we ended up pulling the fish tape through because we're going to try and run this wire back along the bottom. Tape it up good because we're probably going to have to be pulling pretty hard on this one.
Name the movie. As you wish. Oh, let me down. Anyone who comments the right answer is way smarter than Jared.
See if any of you guys know that, because I got it, but I don't have it.
You better take that.
Oh, it's moving. That's all we can ask for on that.
The tube's all nice and lubed up.
Yeah.
Or it's probably going in between stuff.
Little bit further. She got a little tight at the end there, but hey, we got it through. Went through the same channel. So it's sitting all nice and pretty in there. Alright, last check. Everything looks good right here. Oh. And everything looks good right here. No, it's not late. It's actually the next day. Because, well, shortly after we pulled the corn planter out of here yesterday, we had a corn contract hit on us. So we had to turn around and get trucks ready, get them loaded for this morning so that Kyle and Dustin can be on the road. Well, Dustin's on the road and Kyle's backing into the shop. Man, that door really lets some heat out.
Yeah.
But yeah, so with Dad's issue we had with the other trailer, we were making sure that all the hubs had plenty of oil in them. Well, and this one was a little brittle. So you've got this rubber cap. This is how you check the level and fill it. Well, Kyle was pushing this one back in and right through the plastic sight. Not surprised. This trailer unfortunately sits outside most of the time. They get brittle. Done it before. Not that big a deal. That's why we keep extras on hand. You want to tell them what the big deal is?
So you go to take it off and all the bolts are rusted in because it also sits outside.
So
Snap it off.
we've got a couple loose, but yeah, he broke one. Back and forth, just a little bit at a time, until you know it's not gonna snap. I don't like that. Okay, well, we got that one to break free. I'm just trying to wiggle it back and forth again, make sure I don't. There. Six. There we go. Our only saving grace might be that we've got enough sticking out there that we can get onto it, but got to be careful not to break that off or it's going to make it even more difficult. Ah! Oh, look at that.
That's so annoying.
Oh,
I mean,
it's annoying, but thankful. There we go. All right, we'll fill her back up.
And I'm only going to be 15 trucks behind.
I know. You're about an hour behind where you were. Which it could have been worse.
Yeah, we could have been here till noon.
Which I've got it overfilled now, but it'll settle. So this outer circle, that's your minimum, and then you've got an inner circle, that's your full. Basically, that allows you to check the oil level regardless of how the tire's sitting. All right, well, got it all back together, got it filled up. I'm gonna send him with that extra quart of gear oil. Just that way he can keep an eye on it and top it off if he needs to when he gets to the elevator.
Have you ever seen those videos of the Air Force guys when they're like the traffic controllers on the boats?
Yeah.
And their planes are taking off and they're like, and then the guy in the thing's like pumping his brakes in the plane and he's doing the same thing back. It's like each pilot has a call sign for their traffic. Like one dude's a tiger, one dude does this, and then the pilot's doing that in the cab, and then he's bouncing, and then he takes off. We need that for trucks.
There you go. There you go.
How about when the call sign is
And just like that, it is freezing in here again. But you know what that means? It means the ground is froze. Well, enough that I think I'll be able to work out on the tree line again today. Alright, so made it out here, and I think the fact that it's just me out here today, I got the skid steer warming up. I'm going to use it first, and I think I'm going to go through and try and pick out all of these little trees, all this shrubbery that is really hard for the excavator to get. I'm going to try and get that cleaned out, wiped out. We also have this lovely fence in here. all tangled up in everything. Once I get to that point, I'm just going to take the skid steer as well with the claw and just rip it out the best I can in as few pieces as I can, and get the metal, get the fence posts and everything out of my way, so that finally all the bigger trees, I'll tackle that with the excavator at that point. She's got a little dirt froze to her this morning. Woo! Thought we were gonna have an issue, but they both snapped in. Alright, so the way I'm gonna go about this starting out is I'm gonna start with these trees that I know I can pull. And I'm not gonna worry about dragging them over to the big pile right now. I'm just gonna start my own little pile. And I'll come back through with the grapple later and pick them up. These are all nasty thorn trees. Not good for anything. I got a feeling that this one's going to be too big, but you know what? Yeah. Oh, whoa! Yeah, not messing with that one. That's going to be an excavator tree. But I think all these other ones, except for maybe the one here to my right, all these little ones though, I know I can get those no problem. There actually wasn't as much in here as I thought at this end to really pull, so I'm gonna go ahead and switch gears before I move over to the grapple. I'm gonna go ahead and start trying to get some of this fence pulled out of here. Most of it should be free. Would you look at that? I've got another good chunk of fence to tear out. One bad thing about messing with the fence is that you gotta be careful with it. Make sure you don't get too tangled up in it, so that you can get it off your claw. All right, now to take this to my other pile of fence. Okay, I think I cleaned up just about everything I could with the skid steer. Actually, oh my, I made a huge difference in here. So just got my bigger trees that I knew couldn't get with this skid steer. So time to open this girl up. Might want to check oil first. Probably be a good idea. Yep. Not at the tip top, but she's full enough. Come on, girl. There we go. Alright, well, you guys are gonna have to bear with me in this machine because I have very little experience with it. Dad is usually the one that runs this, as I like to stay in the skid steer if I can. But we're going to see how we can get along. And not only am I not used to digging trees out with it, but the controls for this are the exact opposite of what I'm used to in the backhoe. And this isn't even a big tree. That's alright, I'll use these smaller ones to get used to the whole dealio. I got it though. That was a dead limb. There's no way I was getting around not knocking that thing off. Ah, that is hard. There we go. Once they go, they typically go pretty easy. And then makes it a lot easier once the root ball's in the air to kind of figure out what you got to do to lift it up and out. And unfortunately, third tree, that's what inexperience does for you. But I kind of bent my handle up just a little bit and I can't reach it with the hoe. Anyway, I turn left and right, it's just going to bend it up more. So the only option I got, I'm going to jump in this skid steer and lift it up and off and learn from that mistake. Alright, let's see the damage. So I did bend my handle a little bit, no big deal on that. A little bit of brute force to move that back. The only thing I'm worried about I don't think I hurt it too bad. A little bit of manipulation on one of those holding tabs will get that back in alignment. I definitely got lucky on that one. One, it wasn't that big of a tree. Two, it went down that side instead of onto the cab. But you got to be careful. This is why it gets scary when you get some big old trees like we're going to get into down there. I don't know, guys. I may not be cut out for this work. I got a nasty leak off that hose right there, spraying everywhere. And that's a brand new hose. We just replaced it. I'm gonna hope that that fitting just got broke loose, because I was actually digging on the right side of the tree, so the trunk was on this side, so I don't know that I would have caused anything. But all I can do is put a wrench on it and see if it just broke loose. Or the one thing I am not sure about is that I've got a wrench big enough. Yep, see, it's leaking right from there. So I'm hoping this just came loose somehow, because I never hit it. There's no scuffs or scrapes or anything. All that's good. And of course, I don't have any wrenches big enough for those ends. I've got up to a 32 millimeter and an 1.25 inch wrench. And it's not very often that you need something bigger. That should go big enough. Alright guys, I'm going to need you to cross your fingers for me, because I really need this to just be loose fittings. One, because I don't want to take the time to go have another one made and replace it. And two, they're not cheap. Yeah, it's short, but hydraulic lines that size are not the cheapest things to replace. Oh, look at that. Definitely loose enough to make it leak. Alright, I know I'm pretty far away for you guys to be able to see anything, but I don't see any leaks. That's huge. Definitely looks like we've got a nice lateral root on this side that's being quite contrary. There, I think I got it. Yeah, that's a good sized root. Should definitely weaken the tree. You know what? So much, I'm gonna go ahead and try. See if I can push this thing over. Just gotta make sure I remember where you guys are at and I don't drop the tree on the camera. But if I push it that way, should be a safe bet. Man, these thorn trees have some serious root balls to them. So the main reason I'm picking it up like this just to drop it is I'm trying to get as much dirt off that root ball as possible. And it doesn't look like I'm knocking any more off this one, so I'm going to go ahead and pull it out of the way. Whew, that was heavy. ended up making some pretty good progress that last couple hours. I've just got that one small bunch of trees, which is gonna kind of be a pain. There's not any single tree that's very big, but the fact that all those root balls are together, it's gonna end up being kind of one big mass underground that I'm gonna have to break apart. But I'll worry about that another day. For one man and the struggles I had with that excavator to begin, I'm pretty happy with how I got along today. But I'm definitely calling it quits for now, and I'll leave you guys with this fact. And it's another animal fact. I'm not sure why I keep gravitating towards animal facts, but I don't know. Must think they're the most interesting. But there is a golden poison frog that actually has enough poison to kill 10 full-size men. Ouch. So if you ever come across a golden frog, don't touch it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you haven't. And as always, we'll see you in the next one.